I truthfully hope that you guys can see me because I setting up a camera is literally beyond me. Sometimes it gets blurred and all. But anyways, I came on here because I really wanted to say something to us today, something very profound. May not be profound to you, but it was really profound to me. And I just felt like sharing it with someone. And maybe this will be an encouragement for you as you go on in life, as the Lord puts you on a path where your purpose lies, right? Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane when the temple guards came for him. Jesus was weak at the time. He was weak. He said to the Lord, he said to his Father, Father, if this be your will, let your cup pass from me. Let this cup pass from me. But not as I will, but thy will be done. And I looked at it and I'm like, at that moment, his Father really gave power. Like, he had to give power to the darkness for the will of God to be completed for his son's life, which is to bring salvation to a lost and dying world. He had to do that, or else we wouldn't be here. And then what really struck me is he took it back. He took that power back after getting up from the grave 3 days later. And then I said to myself, yo, if you give power, you can take back power. Like, everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. If God can give power, God can take power. If God can give life, he can take back life. He's a giver and taker of things. He gave it to you, he can take it back. And this is probably a warning for somebody and an encouragement in another way. I don't know how you view this, but if God willed it, then that's how it's going to be. Like, you can't negotiate with God and win. Because even his son had to submit to authorities, to evil that day. Even his son had to do it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Maybe I'm not. But I'm saying he had to give himself over to evil in order to win. And that's the only time I've ever seen that happen. And that's because he is God. In Colossians 1 verse 16, it talks about God making everything for his will, for his purpose. I'll put the scripture down there. He puts everything. He made everything. Throne, dominions, principalities, powers. He created it all. So if he had the power to create it, he has the power to control it. And he has the power to take it back. You know? And in that moment, I truthfully realized who God really was, or who God really is. He's just all powerful. That's the kind of God we serve. He allowed evil to reign for just a few hours, just so that the will of God, his Father, could be done for the Son, who is Jesus Christ. And that was to die for us. Then he took power back and he got up from the grave. And because he is resurrected, we can live. For by him all things were created, whether thrones or dominions, powers, the visible, the invisible, all of the above. He created them for his own purpose, according to his will. And what really took me and literally draped me was the fact that the devil only saw a part of the plan. He for sure knew that Jesus was coming to earth. He knew that because of the sin that was upon the land, and God knew, like, God knew we needed him before we even realized that we needed him. God knew it. He knew, right? But what the devil really didn't understand and what he didn't know was that on the third day he would get up. He would be resurrected. He didn't know. He thought that the minute that Jesus was being nailed to the cross, being beaten and slapped by soldiers and being persecuted and all of that, he thought that that was the end of it. He thought that that was the end of Jesus. He thought that that was the end of the power of God. Because, oh yes, I'm mighty and I can reign now because Jesus is dead. But he had a surprise coming to him. And this is how it's going to be for some of us for the coming years and coming months before the year ends. This is how it will be for the righteous, the remnants who literally sit at the feet of Jesus, who allow God to fight their battles for them. The devil doesn't know the plan of God concerning you. He can see movements. He doesn't know the full plan. Because when you show up unannounced, it'll shock him. He cannot see the full plan. The only way he sees a full plan is if you really chat about it. When you consistently talk about the things that the Lord is doing for you, or not saying that you shouldn't testify, but when you consistently talk about it and just be open to everything, and then monitoring spirits come around, that's the only way that they can know what God is up to. But let me tell you something, the enemy senses movements. He senses them, but he doesn't exactly know what is in the bag. He can't see the gift. He can't see the baby. He doesn't know what it is. And so I'm encouraging you. He doesn't know the full plan. Do not give up on the plan of God for your life. Do not throw it away. Do not throw away the plan of God for your life. Do not throw in the towel. Don't. Just don't. I'm encouraging you today because there is coming a time when things will get harder than today. Things will get harder than 2024. And it's going to require that faith as small as a mustard seed that you have. It's going to require it. Do not throw away the plan of God for your life. It doesn't matter how weak you may feel in the moment. It doesn't matter how strong you may feel in the moment. It doesn't matter the lies that are told on you. It doesn't matter any of that. It doesn't matter what they say about you. Do not throw away the plan of God for you within the moment that you are so down and weak and being persecuted. Hold on to that plan. Hold on to the purpose of God for your life. Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane and he says, "Not as I will, but thy will be done." I don't want it. But what do you say? I don't need it right now. But what do you say? Because he sees long term. You may not see the long-term effect of what he's going to do with you or through you in time to come. But he's just requiring your patience. He's just requiring the love and the compassion and the forgiveness. He's requiring you. He's requiring your heart, your spirit, your soul, your mind. He just requires that. He only requires your service, your time. That's all. Your yes. That's all he requires. And if you can give him your yes, I promise you, it's not always going to be easy. Because this road, the will of God for man, the path that God has for us, it's not always an easy path. It's not always an easy road. But it's worth it in the end. Do not let the devil tempt you into thinking that you can throw away the plan of God for your life and still live a life of prosperity and still live a life of righteousness. You cannot do that. And some of us, we already know that if we step outside of the boundaries of God, if we step outside of the boundaries of God, some of us, it may be the last time we even step outside of the boundaries. We may not be able to make it back. We may not be able to see God's face again. So I am encouraging you. I am warning you. I am telling you. I am pleading to you. I am begging you. Do not throw away the plan of God for your life. He knows. He knows. He knows exactly what you need in the moment. He knows exactly what you need in the long term. Look at the long term. Look at the long term. Look at the plan of God as if it is literally a long-term goal, because it is. So I'm just encouraging you today. Be still and know that He is God. Be still and know that He can fight your battles for you. Do not throw in the towel.